because it's a distraction. You have to go deeper in consenting to what it is we're talking about. And I don't consent to that model of reality because I have, through my research, come to question whether or not viruses exist. I have come to question whether or not contagion is even an evidenced phenomenon. I have come to question the nature of human health and disease, and I do not agree.
We recognize that, okay, well, if I'm with people who are additionally more vulnerable and I might potentially pose a threat to them, how should I adjust my behavior if I know that they carry a vulnerability, right? How would you look at something like that? If it's, even though one recognizes, okay, well, my personal sovereignty and my personal beliefs and the way in which I treat my mind and body make me far less compromised and than somebody who doesn't carry this belief system, and maybe already because of stress and because of lifestyle and because of diet makes them far more prone to be able to be vulnerable to some kind of infection. How do you relate to something like that?
So it's a straw man. That's how. Because if you do not ask deeply enough, you get lost in these weeds that you're referring to, which through my study of what is going on is actually a very integral part of this psychological operation, that human compassion is leveraged and the abdication of personal responsibility for one's health. Again, I had a decade-long practice that evidence that when you take that responsibility, you can heal anything. So no one is helpless here. Remember, I'm an ableist. But none of what you just asked me is, to my mind, worth wasting the emotional energy, investing emotional energy in, because it's a distraction. You have to go deeper in consenting to what it is we're talking about. And I don't consent to that model of reality because I have, through my research, come to question whether or not viruses exist. I have come to question whether or not contagion is even an evidenced phenomenon. I have come to question the nature of human health and disease, and I do not agree with any aspect of how you represented in this query, how you represented. So you're assuming that I am already living in your reality and that we should debate about my behavior, right? What is good, virtuous behavior? How do I take care of you as a human being? But my reality has not been allowed in the room yet. And until it is, then we cannot have that conversation.
But then what is complementarity then, in the sense that
you see why this is so compelling to me.
Exactly, because we need to.
I don't know, and you don't know, and nobody knows yet. Nobody has demonstrated to me how to bridge this, right? Because the assumptions are all predicated on the fact that we have an understanding of human health and biology that is sacrosanct. Well, that's hardly the case. I could show you a couple hundred colleagues, pedigreed colleagues who have come to completely dismiss every aspect of what it is, that you represented in that very simple, well-intentioned example of how I might care for a more vulnerable person. Now, how I might, with my emotional resources, offer compassion to someone I experience as more vulnerable, that to me, in my worldview, comes from my own relationship to the part of me that didn't know what I now know. That part of me is still here. Right? So, if I ate animals and now I don't eat animals, I can, dedicate my entire life to fighting for the animals and fighting against those who are eating animals. But I am still those people, right? And if I project that part of me and I feel that oppositional energy of adversarial dialectic, right? Then I am trapped. So I can, even though I do not consent to the scientific, medical, biological reality that you are living in, I am not entering that. It is not mine. And I'm holding mine. And you can visit with it if you like. You do not have to, right? Even though that's not the level I'm willing to enter into discussion with you until and if we have reconciled with, that's why this is so interesting to me, because I don't know how we do that. Right. And it's certainly not through debate. I do believe I can still visit with your vulnerability, or this anonymous, vulnerable person's vulnerability, through my heart. Right. And I can be present to your experience. I can offer you what serves me to offer you and nothing more. And that may be my compassion. It may be my listening ear. It may be, an intention to deeply understand what it is that you want me to understand. Right. But I cannot offer you behavioral change that is predicated on a violation of what it is that is true and real for me.